Japanese women are just completely feminine, submissive. There's no hoe culture. There's no club culture, really. There's no one-night stand culture. The women there are like 180 different from the women here. And that's why Ryan Dawson moved there. That's like, so that he could be away from all of that. So he could be away from, he saw
MLD's over there too.
Yeah, MLD, I visited him too. And he's there for the same reason. Yeah. So, but yeah, Destiny, I think now he's going to debate about Ukraine or something like that. But I actually found Ryan Dawson from his debate with Destiny.
So what do you say to critics who will say the reason that you want women like that is because you want to control them? Your response?
Well, women want to be led by their man. Like, that word control is just used to make you seem like an evil misogynist, but that's just like the happiest state of a woman is serving her husband. So it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's like, you just want to control me. Like, well, don't you want to be led by your husband? Well, yeah, it's just the words you use, just the choice.
That words have become triggers, because when I first got into this space, I had to like catch myself, like serves or submissive. The words, women have been trained, even me, because I grew up in New York City, because I was in media, you're trained to get triggered by words. You actually have to catch yourself and sit back and say, well, I remember my first interview with Rollo and words like submission. I was like, what are you talking about? But I sat back and I was looking at my life and I was like, I'm perfectly happy to sit back and be like, babe, whatever you think is best. You know, babe, do what you know, my husband, but do whatever you think is best. I'm fine with that. You know, that's how I live naturally. That is submissive. But the word has gotten into women's heads where now modern women in particular hear the word submissive and they're like, they imagine they're going to be cuffed to the stove. You know, they imagine that it's going to be something that's forced upon them as opposed to something that's elective and that they'll actually enjoy because it takes a burden off of them. It's really interesting.
Hey, ironically enough, though, they would be happier cuffed to the stove than doing anything else that the woke ideology is telling them to do. Like Tom Brady's wife, for example, look at her now. Like, after she got through the divorce, she like shaved her head and she got fat. She's like on a magazine wearing Sam Smith satanic clothes. Like, I'm independent. Like, okay, whatever. You look weird. Like, raise your kids. You were happy. I don't know. They have this belief that they need to be independent so bad, but independent of whom? Independent of your husband. Trust me, the streets are cold. You don't want to be out there. You're going to get bored after a month and after the social media dopamine wears off and people stop applauding you for being an independent queen. Trust me, it's just not. Why are you doing that? You're doing this to satisfy your ego and the temptations.
I can't tell you the resistance I got when I was younger. It was wild. Even back then, you know, I had really good female friends. I didn't have any, you know, crazy female friends, but people that I'd meet would be like, what do you mean you don't want to like travel without your boyfriend? I'd be like, why do I need to do that? I don't want to do that. Or what do you mean? Like, even liberal guys would say to me, oh, you need to go and explore. You can't just be with one guy. You need to go and explore. I don't want to do that, you know?
Explore? See, this is why words are tricky.
Essentially.
Explore means whore.
It does.
Explore
That's exactly
just means
what they meant.
Take a bunch of dick.
That's exactly what they meant. That I was somehow going to need to find myself, or I would have some deep regret if I didn't go down that path. But I got so much resistance to even the simplest things of just, you know, wanting a simple life, or why do you want to be simple? That's dumb. You could do so much more. I mean, it's incredible what society has done to women, because the things that we crave, women are happiest when we're at peace. Women are happiest when we have calm.
Just people are happy when they're at peace.
Right. But, you know, in my house, when there's chaos, like, I want my husband to brave that storm. I don't want, I can't, it will frazzle me in a way that it doesn't frazzle him, because I do believe men and women are different. So I think that women have now, you know, they want to be men in a way. They want to live like a man. They want to, you know, oh, it's a man's world, so I have to be a man. And they're unhappy. They're crumbling. They're at work. They're on antidepressants. They're on anti-anxiety medication. And it's just so sad if they would just sit back and reflect and say, I'm different. I'm not a guy. I have different needs. I have different hormones. I have different desires. Let me get in touch with my body and my biology and just screw society. You know, I wish they would do that, but it doesn't seem like it's moving in that direction. If you like the short clip and want to watch the full episode, click here. And if you want to connect with me one-on-one on Connect, you're going to click right here. Let's get to talking.